Hi there, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is the beginning of the month, and usually on the first Wednesdays of every month I would be attending Community Poetry, a Tom Woodruff reading event where we would have round-robin readings of 10-15 minutes at a time, and I would also read material from new books. I was always thrilled to be able to share new book releases from scarce publications. Brand new issue of cc&d came out that I have not been able to share with anyone yet, and based on a title from Accepted Writing within the book, this book is titled Nihilism for Dummies. So, using the idea of the Idiot's Guide to Whatever, Nihilism for Dummies is styled like that, with a very nihilistic cover of a statue in St. Petersburg, I believe, in Russia. But anyway, Nihilism for Dummies. Hi, in case you're curious, this is what you should get to check out details on it. I was going to share with you a couple of poems that are sprinkled throughout the poetry section in the front of this book. I hope you appreciate it. If you want to know anything about this book, you can go to scars.tv/ccd or look at Amazon for Nihilism for Dummies. And look for cc&d as well, in case there are other things titled Nihilism for Dummies out there somewhere. But I thought I would read, in replies to other people's poetry about goth, this poem here is titled Exude More in Black. There are a select few who understand the ludicrosity of life at a very early age. And maybe it is at that early age that we feel more tormented than any adult ever could, even if they have problems with their job, their precious, meaningless job. We see people parade around like they're either in a fashion show or more appropriately, a circus. So who cares if we dress up like Halloween is every day, because we might wear black on the outside because black is how we feel on the inside. Because even if we can't wish Morrissey an unhappy birthday today, or drink one with him that becomes four, and when we fall on the floor we drink more, we can still wear black and talk and act all proto-goth. And you can think that it's only about depression, and you're right, it is. But the thing is, it's true, but it's hard to be happy when you don't hide from evil. But just keep in mind that this black we wear, you say that black is actually the absence of all color, but we think it's the presence of all. So we just see and exude more than you ever could do. We've known it since our childhood. And for that, we grasp more than you. That was written on World Goth Day, which is May 21st, which I believe is also Morrissey's birthday, so I had to bring up Morrissey in there as well. And this poem had an Instagram image. Of course, the poem is too long, but part of it is in there with her. And if you'd like to see that image in better detail, you can look for the poem Exude More in Black, either on my poetry pages or with this book at Scars Publications, and you can find links to that image. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's try another two poems for you. I'll try from the middle of this book. Aha! This one is titled Every Heartbeat. My past and my future have been shattered, the fractional fragments of moonlight that were my burnt offerings. They're my only remains. You do not realize what I've given you, and you do not know the thousands of lives that we have lived intertwined. Throughout existence, I have inhaled you, breathed you in deeply, from your purity to your toxicity, into this collection, this collective conscience, making my brain shake with every heartbeat until I realize that I am everything from Athena to Medusa. For too many years I have fought this battle, waited for you to open Pandora's box. I have waited for you to finally understand, to take my hand and join me. All related to things that are in the poem. These poems are in here, and this was related to other writing that's in here as well. This might have been the last piece I ever wrote in Chicago. titled Entering the Lake of Fire. I've been taken away. It's against my will, but I'm told it's for the best, and I always do what I'm told. I look out the window, see a smattering of lights, wonder where this tube is taking me. On first glance, it looks like every other place. Every place except my home. I've had to gently place all of my dreams, my creations, into this pristine box as tall as the tallest skyscrapers, then bury it deep in my chest, where all I love becomes a memory. I don't know what my destination will look like when, in the dead of night, when I arrive. Everyone tells me I will love it there. But an acclimated prisoner is still a prisoner. I look in the mirror, try to gain my bearings. My hair is starting to curl from the heat, and it makes me wonder if I'm Medusa with snakes coming out of my head. And here I am trying to straighten my hair so people might not be so afraid of me. So I might not turn everyone who turns my way into stone. But Medusa has dreams. Creativity is crushed when I hide my heart, buried in that box of gems, never to sparkle again with the lack of light, or the right light. I know carrying past traumas has always been my secret skill. But Pandora here gave me a ball and chain that drags at my ankle and stutters my step. For now, I've closed the box as tall as the sky, and my only choice is to enter Pandora's box, where all the evils of the world will follow me wherever I go. That actually seems vaguely appropriate for a cover of Disparity from a picture from St. Petersburg, Russia, for the book Nihilism for Dummies. But anywho, I'm going to share with you 3 more poems. Just 3 is what I say. Just 3. And I hope you enjoy them. Haha. It's always fun when I can get a political issue in here, and I think these next 2 will cover that for me. For cc&d, this one was written on the 15th of October, on and for World Vegetarian Day. And it's also for the first day of World Vegetarian Awareness Month is the 1st of October. So we might as well cover this one on 2 bases. This one is called Just Made the Choice. Just read an article in the Wall Street Journal today on World Vegetarian Day, the first day of World Vegetarian Awareness Month, and the article explained that there was an excess of eggs produced this year. The article then explained that efforts to curb the XX eggs production include, in part, sending birds to slaughter to bolster prices. Anything to boost sales for the bottom line. Some may now wonder what the big fuss is all about eating plants versus enjoying a steak, pork chops, ribs, veal, or even Thanksgiving turkey or Easter ham, or enjoying a Reuben on St. Patrick's Day. That's what we humans do. And you're right. We've got the mandibles to prove it, especially when we are so evolved and we can scavenge and hunt to survive. Even then we evolved, but nobody learns. We just kill. That solves everything. But that is the beauty of everything. That is the beauty of no longer needing to hunt to survive. With our globalization and specialization of all of our abilities and resources, we all no longer have to kill to survive. We don't need that much protein in our sit-down lives. We don't even have to kill one animal so that we can have enough food for our entire family for the winter. You know, like our ancestors. But what did we learn? We learned the beauty of capitalism is that we can pay someone else to do the dirty work for us while we sit there in our office chairs with our big brains and we think of how we've so got it all made. And we do, if we choose to eat meat with our oh so strong mandibles that we pay someone else so that we don't have to get our hands dirty. But in this system, we do get blood on our hands. To feed more and more people with the cheapest products, companies have turned to the farmhouse into a mass marketing slaughterhouse where mass-produced animals are far too fat to actually even mate or even walk. And they contract diseases which transfer to humans who think it is a great system for fast food, or else it's the only system, not knowing the difference or just wanting to eat. People say they care, but nothing ever changes. I wonder if corporations not allowing people into their plants because the truth is hidden from the masses, and because torture chambers are not. I once made the choice that even though I could pay someone else to kill for me, I'd rather not be a part of that. Since then, I've visited India, not for the oppression of women, but for the freedom of eating whatever I want without worrying if some living animal was killed for my next meal. Because after you choose peace, the rest is easy. If your workday is bothering you, if the news of racial tensions, bombings, and killings shatters your senses, then start with a choice for peace in your own meals. People get together and talk about peace amongst people, but they forget that people aren't the only living creatures on the planet. Even the religious know that there was only food in the Garden of Eden, that plants were the actual only food in the Garden of Eden. And once you realize that, you remove killing everywhere in your life. That is when you will finally, truly feel at peace. And these two might be interesting pieces to read, knowing that in Arlington, Texas, there was a shooting this morning. There is violence everywhere. So why don't we look for ways to find peace? And if you cannot worry about killing people, then try to start by not killing animals and lead a lifestyle that doesn't require their deaths. There I go getting on a high horse, but that is what some of the poems in the cc&d book, Nihilism for Dummies, it's the October 2021 issue, that carries issues as well. I'm going to share with you two more poems that are in the end, I'm going to add a bonus, I'm going to make it 4. I'm going to share 2 poems in the end of the poetry section and 2 poems in the Me Too section. So you'll have women-themed issues for the last 2 as well. But this next one was actually written on the 4th of October, and it was a poem on and for World Animal Day. So get ready for yourselves. This is called Noble Cause. The television advertisements accost me, pulling on our philanthropic heartstrings, asking for money to support all animals who have been abused and mistreated. Don't get me wrong, this is a noble cause, but it fills me with so much anger every time I see that commercial, because I'm sure they ask for money from meat eaters who have no problem with mass slaughter of millions of animals daily for their food. But a cute puppy or a kitty cat, that is just crossing the line. All I think is that these advertisements underlyingly suggest that we protect animals we have deemed cute or appropriate as pets, that humanity forced to submit to our domesticated society. For they never address the factory farming of cows, chickens, pigs. We decided these animals are soulless enough so we can never have to consider their welfare. These animal advertisements may have the right idea, but they should speak for the voiceless on every day, not just today. Unlike these advertisements, I want to improve the future for all animals, not just a select few. Interesting thing about cc&d magazine, every once in a while you'll get some sort of politically oriented piece. In fact, there was a vegetarian, I think the second anniversary cover had a whole thing for that too. Anywho, but I'm reading for the most recent issue of cc&d. I say hi to live Facebook streamers that are listening right now, watching right now. I'm going to read 3 more poems for them, and one of them, at least this one, relates to October as well. And actually, all 3 of them relate to October, so I try to take care of you guys. This one is called Polymath in the Making, and it was written on the 21st of October on and for Celebration of the Mind Day. Celebration of the Mind Day. This poem is called Polymath in the Making. Being made fun of in school as a polymath in the making taxes those who love to learn. It's sad the less intelligent would rather bring you down instead of building themselves up. What a glorious world it can be when we combine math with puzzles, games, and magic, so we can truly learn everything is mathematically interlocked, and everything is beautiful. Just met up again with my engineering science friend, the one who plays guitar and shares songs about the bliss point in processed foods, so we want to just keep eating them more. Because to some, society can seem scary, but to some, science can seem exciting. And it becomes more fun to combine math with these games that seem like diversions until you realize that in all that fun, you're actually learning too. Math and science, and isn't it beautiful? Polymath in the Making. I've got 2 poems to share with you in a 2-pager for the Poetry Me Too section that appears in the October 2021 issue of cc&d magazine that is in the Amazon book titled Nihilism for Dummies. And these are 2 shorter ones. This first one was written on the 11th of October, on the day in 1984 when astronomer Kathleen D. Sullivan boarded the Space Shuttle Challenger, and she became the first American woman to perform a spacewalk. So this is in honor of that short piece called Vacuum of Space. The men kept pushing that envelope. Of course, they had to be first. Because when you stop holding us back, we will surprise you with the power of our minds. So, on a day like today, watch me do all that work. Watch me strap into that bulky spacesuit just to walk in the vacuum of space. Just so I, for once, will finally feel on my own. So I no longer feel like I'm under your thumb. Written for First Woman on a Spacewalk. Vacuum of Space. And here's another interesting one to edit on for the Me Too section. It's called Enticing Whirling Darkness, and it was written on the 27th of October, which is the birthday of Sylvia Plath. This Enticing Whirling Darkness. This tightrope balancing act. No one sees this potential pain when enticing whirling darkness slams a blissful, eternal oblivion. People do not sense the danger, patiently waiting with open arms. My hours are married to shadows, so poems somehow lift burdens until I finally find my home under a house, or even in an oven, while owls' talons clench at my heart, where despair is there, patiently listening to my unanswered cry. Sylvia Plath for her birthday, Enticing Whirling Darkness. I hope you guys enjoyed that reading from this new book, cc&d magazine, scars.tv/ccd. You can find out about this issue or any other issue from Scars Publications at scars.tv. Nihilism for Dummies. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will come back very, very shortly for another reading in honor of the open mic that I would normally be attending at this time from 1 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Austin, Texas, called community poetry. Hopefully we'll get back to it soon, and in the meantime I hope everyone is staying safe, creatively inclined, and I hope everyone knows that they are loved. I will see each and every one of you very, very soon. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.